Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back for another JJK chapter, and oh my gosh, bro, Sukuna really is him, and we do get to see Yuta finally pull up after his, I guess, mission to take out Kenjaku, which seems like it worked. So we'll just get right into it because they going crazy this chapter, and Yuji, he has Higuruma's, I guess, final like blade because he's dead, I think. Well, or he's taken out of the fight for now, but Yuji has it and he misses, and it dissipates that like star blade thing that he got from Higuruma. And Sukuna goes right in for a counterattack with both his arms. Sukuna throws out another slash, and Yuji gets hit in the stomach. And like, if this was the Yuji that we knew before, he would be dead. But we know that he comes back and he has reverse curse technique and all of this stuff because this man, we saw last chapter before that he got hit with Sukuna's like dismantle or cleave, and that motherfucker came back like fresh. So we know he has his reverse curse technique, and Sukuna, he like elaborates on it later, but he's talking about even after his death, like my Kume Toke, that like weapon that he got from Urame, it's gone. So basically, Judge Man took that bitch and it's gone forever at this point. So rest in peace. But Sukuna, he's like, what's even more interesting is Yuji's still alive for some reason. And then we see Ue Ue, who I guess it got finally confirmed that he has a teleportation technique, or at least Sukuna, he assumes it just like all of us. And he sees Ue Ue come in and Urarara, I think that's her name, or something like that. And they're taking Higuruma off the battlefield, and Sukuna comments about that, like, that must have been what they did with Gojo, and obviously Gojo's like body is not laying around anymore in the fight, so Gege's got a way of getting rid of these bodies now. But we already knew Ue Ue, he can like do the teleportation stuff, and I guess we see more about it because he has like this sheet or whatever, so maybe if he like covers it up, then like he can make things like teleport, something like that. But Sukuna continues thinking, and like this is a very text heavy chapter because Sukuna got, he has like a long inner monologue, just thinking about shit right now. But he's like, they're probably taking the like, I guess, dead people or these corpses back to Shoko, or like he says, that girl with the reverse curse technique. But I love how he comments and says like it can't really be that efficient because healing yourself with reverse curse technique is a lot like easier, or he says it's a lot efficient, a lot more efficient. So I guess that's interesting because Shoko, and like she's like unique where she can use her reverse curse technique on other people, sort of like Yuta. I mean, I guess like Yuta can too. But that's just interesting because like this reverse curse technique that she's using, and she's unique because I guess not many people are able to do it to other people. Like it's not really as efficient, and they can't really, I guess, heal wounds as well as like Gojo's or Sukuna's, I guess, reverse curse technique, and I guess now Yuji's and stuff like that. But even like Sukuna, he like comments, he's like, her reverse curse technique is like a little bit different than the rest of ours, or like what he does, because it doesn't really have the kind of power to, I guess, like bring back an entire limb, or like Hakuri, where like his entire side was gone and then like he just healed that back up somehow. So we know she's not that strong at reverse curse technique, and I don't think she can bring people back to life. But there are theories that they might make like a cursed puppet because, you know, Gakuganji, the principal for Kyoto High, I think, he knows the technique. So we'll see what they're gonna do with these dead bodies, because I'm pretty sure Gojo's dead and I'm pretty sure Higuruma's dead. If they get reanimated somehow, it'll be cool. But either way, Yuji's back, he's fully healed up, and Sukuna comments like, in just 1 month, this man, this brat, he learned reverse curse technique. And I'm gonna guess it's through his body swapping thing or something or other in that way, because I mean, Yuji's gifted, but like I feel like that's a very complex thing to do. Like, I mean, Yuta could do it off rip, so maybe Yuji's just built different too. But either way, Sukuna's still having his inner monologue talking about, it looks like his ability to use curse energy has also gotten stronger, but like this means that he's about to be my main dish. So maybe I can have a little fun with him. And after all these fights, this man's like, this is gonna be my main dish, bro. Not Gojo, he was the appetizer. Not Higuruma, he was just a little snack, bro. Yuji, he's here. But Yuji, he's like sort of questioning what the fuck's going on, because Sukuna's just standing there like lost in thought. Yuji knows Sukuna's a pretty like serious dude, and he's not just gonna get lost in thought in the middle of a battle. But even so, Sukuna's thinking like this. He has like an irritating feeling. This is sort of due to, I guess, Higuruma's death, where he was like, did that sorcerer's death really like disappoint me? Like, am I really like that lowly, that already disappointed by somebody dying that I was sort of excited to meet? And then we get these really cool panels where Sukuna's sort of answering these questions that he's like giving himself, I think. And he's like, the thought of needing somebody like to fill my needs or fulfill my needs never has crossed my mind. And then Sukuna, he starts like thinking about, his like, if he wants to eat, he'll eat something. Basically, like, he'll fulfill his desires, like, and do whatever he wants, like, until the day that he dies. Like, and that's what I guess his like ideology is, or his like philosophy. And Sukuna's talking about like, every other person in this world is just like a way to pass time. Like, he doesn't really care about people like that. He doesn't like have connections and stuff like that. We saw with Yorozu, he don't really give a fuck. But we see the flashback of him and Jogo talking to, like the "you're strong" moment. But like, we see the panels where he's like, you lack the hunger and the drive. He's basically saying like, you gotta go get the shit that you want and don't let anybody stop you. Because Sukuna, he just doesn't care, bro. He will just destroy everything in his way to get what he wants. But he's thinking about, I live how I choose to live. If you can't measure up to my standards, like, that's really your fault. Like, if you're not as strong as I think you are, or like as strong as me, it don't really matter, because that's your fault. You did not make yourself strong enough. And then he starts talking about, I never thought about ideals or like desires to do stuff. I don't really care about, like a bigger goal to things. He doesn't like, he doesn't have like a grand plan like Kenjaku. So he's just like, I'm not really familiar with desires and aspirations. And he's like, their current ideal, all of these sorcerers, or like their aspiration is to kill me at this point. Because like, Sukuna's a menace to society. He gonna do something crazy. But then we get some more of these really cool like black and white panels where like, I guess the color gets inverted in the middle of Sukuna's face, and Gege, he's just popping off right now, bro. He's going crazy. He's basically talking about how like the people in front of him, all these sorcerers, like they all have their own ideals. They will die to make him die. They're martyrs, I guess. And he's like, this is like, I have an irritating feeling about this whole situation still. And what's interesting is like, he continues to question, why is this so irritating? Why am I so annoyed by this? And I mean, we've never seen Sukuna, I guess, annoyed. Maybe, I guess he probably gets annoyed at what Yuji would do back when he was in his body. But either way, he thinks about the men that he fought like, thousands of years ago, or like 1,000 years ago. Also, if you guys like the JJK content, want to do chapter reviews each week, just please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Back to the video. And he thinks that, they're all the same either way, because, they all have their desires and aspirations. But then he looks at Yuji, and like this whole thing about all this stuff is just like, he's like, Yuji's sort of bothering me, because like, he is sort of different. Like, he was me, or I guess we were in the same body for a little while. So like, it's sort of weird having to fight him, because everybody else I used to fight were, other people. This was like me for a while, or I guess something like that. But, we just get another fucking shitload of text and just poses, bro. We've seen like 2 hands get thrown, bro. This is too much for me, bro. My reading comprehension levels are already low enough. I'm a Jujutsu Kaisen fan. But this whole thing sort of boils down to Sukuna. He's basically saying Yuji has like this indomitable will, or like, every time Sukuna would like crush his soul, he would get back up and like go again. All these people that died in front of him, like that Sukuna killed, Shibuya and all this stuff. Like, every time Sukuna tries to like purposely, I guess, put Yuji down and crush his soul, he always gets back up and, keeps going to like fight another day, because I mean, he is just built different, bro. He has an indomitable will. And then Sukuna's thinking about, the idea of a person that could actually like try to rival me, that is like so low, and like, Yuji is nowhere close to being as strong as Sukuna, but obviously he is setting out to kill him, and Sukuna's like, this is just weird, bro. But like, of course, Yuji's not gonna, I guess, let up or give up. But he's thinking, Sukuna's like, this is really like unpleasant. This is deeply unpleasant. And I love this, because he has no clue about this stuff. He's never really had, like, I guess, desires or goals. He even talks about, like, when I was a human, I loathed ideals, bro, because like my capabilities were so like much like superior. I think this is just like him saying I never really had any, I guess, barriers in my way because I could just like break them all down with my like pure strength. Like we know Sukuna is built different. We know that it's justified for him to like be called the king of curses and like, you know, have this arrogance because he can back it up. And I mean, we just now we know that this man was just built different from birth. It seems like he's sort of like Yujiro Hama, bro. I'm getting that vibe from him. But either way, he starts talking out loud now, and he's like, "Don't consider this to be a change of my plans, like boy. Right now, this once, I've decided to take your ideals and like destroy them." So, you know, obviously they want to kill him. Sukuna's like, "I'm gonna kill everybody here." And he literally says it like after he's done, like, you know, doing this crazy pose with his forearms that, frankly, the idea that Sukuna has four shoulders is really throwing me off, bro. It looks really weird, but either way, we see like this little like thing pop up, and it's the Kogane, I think that's what it's called. And Kusakabe is on the side because of course, like everybody's just watching at this point. They all got their asses beat, and a new rule gets added. And it says like the authority to begin the merger has been given to Megami Fushiguro. And I mean, this is interesting because obviously Sukuna's in Megami's body. So does that mean Sukuna has authorization? And I think, you know, that's the thing because Sukuna even says like, oh, this must be Kenjaku's insurance plan. So like, you know, Okotsu must have killed him. And bro, if Kenny got off screened, that's gonna be crazy, bro. Like, oh my god, bro. Like, I mean, this chapter all but confirms it that, you know, Yuta killed Kenjaku because Yuta shows up at the end. But all throughout, like, you know, the Kogane coming up and telling the rule, this like little star thing like popped up, and like I guess that is like the ability to start the merger because like Sukuna grabs it and he eats it, it looks like. So I'm guessing that little like, I guess, like, I don't know, it looks like a sun type thing. I don't know. I guess that makes it like so Sukuna can start the merger. Something like that, or I don't know why he would eat it unless that's like the Kogane or something like that. But either way, like Kusakabe, he's thinking, and I love Kusakabe at this point, bro. Literally, he's just the exposition dump and the dude that's just fucking tired of everything. And I'm glad that he's done talking like unlike before, because that man just went on. He was yapping. He says like regardless on like to what happened, I don't think Sukuna would like, you know, kill every single human. I'm not sure if that he's that type of person, but he's like, you know, I'm better off with this over Kenjaku, who he literally says in this translation, like Kenjaku just wants to commit bizarre jujutsu terrorism out of curiosity, and obviously we know. He wanted to see what would happen when humanity was merged with Tengen. And like his curiosity was the only reason that he's like doing this whole plan. And obviously, Kenny's just weird, and we all know that. Like he will do some really fucked up things. Like, I mean, look at Yuji. But either way, Kusakabe is like, okay, even if we lose against Sukuna, like at least we took down Kenjaku. Like that's what we needed to do because humanity might be saved at this point. But he's like, worst case scenario, like basically just have a monster just set loose across like the world. And I mean, Sukuna, he speaks up about what he's gonna do, his change of plans, or I guess not change of plans, but his new goal at this point. He's like, I'll start by killing all of you. And I love how Kusakabe is just talking about like, Sukuna doesn't seem like the, you know, kill all humans type guy, but he's gonna kill everybody here for sure, or all the sorcerers that are gonna come up against him. And he's like, you know, after that, you know, the remaining players at calling games, I'll kill them too. And he's like, I'll complete the merger after that, and then I'll have some fun with the new Tengen and see what happens. Because Sukuna doesn't care what happens in this world, of course. And I just love that because this is, you know, villainy shit, bro. This is, you know, end game shit because Sukuna, he says, you know, if you don't kill me, I'm killing everybody here. All of your friends, you know, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm gonna kill all of humanity because I think the merger means that all humans sort of get like pulled, or all humans in Japan get pulled into that weird fucking thing that we saw. But either way, we see a big crash and Yuta just pulls up, bro. Looking swaggy as ever. He has no cuts, no scrapes. This man's clean. So if he really jumped Kenny, bro, and he didn't even get hit, bro, this dude might be him. But obviously Sukuna's the GOAT. But either way, everybody's sort of hyped, and Yuta's even like, sorry, I'm late. Like, I guess it took him longer than it should have, even though that fight was done in an instant, I feel like. But either way, they're going in for a clash because obviously Sukuna, he probably wants to fight Yuta. He's heard about him, and he like goes for like, I guess, a slash with his like fingers, and like Yuta just like blocks it midair, and he's like, I hope you put up a good fight. Like Sukuna's talking about this because if you don't, everyone you want to save is going to die. And I love how he puts it like this, like this is end game shit. Like I said, bro, this makes me feel like the story is going to end because this is like a huge climax at this point because everybody has fought this man. Well, not everybody, but most of the people have fought this man. But we see the last page of, I guess, the chapter, and it's a double page spread of Rika coming out. And like I love how like Rika talks sometimes and just like says some weird shit. But either way, they're like, who the hell do you think you're talking to? And I love that. And Sukuna's like, oh, well, hello, Queen. And I'm guessing the Queen of Curses was like the prelude to like Sukuna's moniker, the King of Curses. So JJK was like, I'm just going to use this, naming scheme, and then maybe they'll fight someday. And obviously they do. Sukuna, he's like holding up her hand because she tried to hit him, and he's ready for a fight, bro. And this is the end of the chapter. We have a break next week. Really big L, because we in an editor thing or an interview, they said the next 2 chapters are going to be crazy, or like next 2 or 3. So next chapter, it's either like somebody's gonna die or Sukuna gets defeated. And I mean, I don't see that happening, but somebody definitely could die. But either way, this chapter is just, I guess huge for Sukuna fans. And if you didn't like Sukuna that much, I feel like it made you sort of understand his, I guess, where he comes from and his standpoint, because I mean, he put it out clearly, like all his ideals and his philosophies and stuff, and how he thinks. Like Yuji's just fucking weird, bro. Well, I guess not that, but like, they were in the same body, and like Yuji just does not fucking quit. So that was a pretty cool moment. And then Yuta obviously coming in, that's fucking dope. I guess we're gonna see a tag team battle with Yuta and Yuji. Maybe they'll fight together, and Sukuna might be pushed to the walls or to the brink, and he might do something crazy. But there's also the Hikari and Urahame fight that I gotta see more of that, bro. Because Hakari, he my GOAT, bro. He my GOAT. I fuck with him heavy. But there's lots of stuff that can happen. Obviously, the theories about the dead bodies being taken, and I mean, there's a reason they're taking them, but it might just be to bury them later or like give them a proper funeral. But maybe there's something bigger at play, because Gojo's eyes are the 6 eyes still. I feel like it's sort of like a Sharingan or something like that, where like you can take the eyes out and he could have 6 eyes, but nobody can use them that well because they don't have the limitless, obviously. But maybe the dead body of Gojo and Higuruma can be put together, or with somebody else amalgamated into some creature. I don't even know. But there was something that was being said by Higuruma about cursed energy after death. So that also can be a thing where like we get the post-death Nen type thing. If you know about Hunter x Hunter, where Nen gets stronger after you die sometimes, maybe the cursed techniques are going to get stronger or something like that after sorcerers die or something like that. So I guess we'll see in, not next week, but the week after that, because this is probably going to be the climax, if not the, like, I guess, biggest fight that we've had since, I guess, Gojo came out and died. Because, Yuta, our GOAT, is here. And I mean, I swear to God, if the big thing they were talking about was just Kenjaku dying, and we cut to see like the flashback of Yuta killing Kenjaku, I'll be a little disappointed. I will, because I want to see this fight. But obviously, we know what Geki's been doing, bro. Like, we just had that whole comedy thing that happened with Takaba. So I guess we don't know what's coming up next, but I definitely think it's either we see more of this fight or we cut to see Kenny die. And good riddance, bro. But I don't think he's actually dead. What if he brain hopped in Yuta? That'd be crazy, but I don't think he has the stitches. So we will see what happens later on. Please let me know what your predictions are for the next chapter, because there's lots of stuff that can happen for sure. But Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you liked the video. I would appreciate that too. But thank you guys for watching, and peace.